Hey everyone, I thought I was going to provide an update on my 2019 Laverne Manila rootstocks. Even though we're in the later cool time of the season, there is a lot of things happening right now. That's why may be a good uh, chance to provide like a mid-month update on it. Lots of plants are pushing what's going to be blooms or mid-blooms, mixed blooms. That's not unusual, at least in my area. Lots of blooms start beginning to push like in mid-December and January. That starts happening. It's the blooms that happens before then which is a bit unusual when it occurs in like October and November when they start pushing out blooms. So the daytime temps has been kind of pretty much in the low 70s, mid 70s, and nights has been dipping below 50s. So I thought for this, I'm going to just kind of provide an update, not on everything, but just on whichever kind of varieties has been showing some sort of activity, and maybe an update on some of the fruits that's still hanging on the tree. So this is the variety Little Gem. They're like nice little small size mangoes. There's one, two, three, there's four on this, and I bagged them to try to kind of give it a bit more heat to maybe hopefully help it ripen, and also protect from any kind of critters, and maybe if it's too much sun it could damage it, or like too much wind. But yep, this is Little Gem for fruits, and I'm trying out these bags to see how it does. And right now it's pretty sunny and dry, but we expect next week, starting Monday, Tuesday, that it's gonna probably be about like 3 or 4 days of rain. So that's expected to happen next week. And I am in the middle of December right now, December 15th. So this is Super Julie. Super Julie is beginning to push. Most likely it's going to be blooms, or at least mixed blooms. This Sweet Tart is pushing a bit. And this is my California Remit. And all of these guys have been pushing out at least blooms and mixed blooms. Okay, up next, the next tree. Okay, this is peach cobbler, and it is pushing out some possibly blooms or mixed blooms. This right here is ice cream, and it looks like it's a mixed bloom, definitely. This is the Jin Huang Golden Queen Cat Saigon, definitely has mixed blooms on here. And this is ambrosia. I was gonna pick it, but I was trying to do a bit more research on it to see when's the best time to pick it. And they do turn yellow from what I've seen. There's very little information on this variety out there, so that's why I'm gonna just kind of at least hold on to it for a bit, maybe until the other side, because this side gets sun, and maybe until the other side kind of gets a little bit of yellowing, and then I'll probably do the bend test on it to see what happens. But from what I've seen on pictures I was able to find online, they do turn a really bright yellow, so I didn't want to pick it too early and not have it properly ripened. There's a few that I did that to this year, so this one I definitely want to try. I really like the growth on this variety. I just hope the taste is just, it doesn't have to be superb, but just, good. Okay, and this is the variety Diamond. It's pushing out blooms right now. This is Pineapple Pleasure. It's also beginning to push. Can't really tell, but pretty high chance that it's probably going to be some sort of bloom or mixed bloom. Lots of activities going on here. Malika is pushing. This is sweet tart. This one, at least this grafted one, isn't because it just finished flushing uh, maybe a couple of weeks ago. So there's no signs of any blooms, at least on this branch. This is the Nam Dak Mai Mun. Unfortunately, at this stage, we have kind of the next week, kind of bit of a wet week next week. So most likely, lots of these ain't gonna make it. Usually, if they kind of set something already, set little fruitlets already, the rain's not gonna really damage it much. Or if it's beginning to bloom, it's not gonna damage it much either. But when it's in this stage where it hasn't set, or where the flowers are open, but it hasn't set any fruits and the flowers are open, lots of rain is going to damage it. Something like this, which hasn't opened yet, the blooms haven't opened yet. These will probably survive the rain well, you know. But anything where it's at this stage where the blooms are open, but there's no fruit sets yet, most likely these are going to get damaged by the rain next week. Okay, that's Nam Dak Mai Mun. And up next is this is EY's mixed bloom right here. This is letter gem, pushing out a lot of buds. Uh, can't quite sure these are going to be vegetation, but it's a good chance that it might be just mixed blooms and blooms. This is Super Julie. Some blooms here, and the end of it is a mixed bloom. Tom Pecan, another a bloom right here. And this is another my California Remit. It's sending out what's probably gonna be most likely be some sort of blooms or mixed blooms. Okay, and this tree is the one tree that has quite a bit of blooms. Started beginning to push back in October for many of this. So majority of these branches is my California Remit. It's already set quite a bit of fruitlets, so I'm gonna shake this a little bit and see what comes off. Quite a bit of fruitlets on this. So these are the ones where it kind of passed the bloom stage already. So these will, survive the rain that we have next week. There are lots of fruitlets on this set, so we'll see how much of it holds. This right here is the Dupree Saigon. Same thing. Look at all these little fruitlets here. Look at all these little fruitlets. These have survived. They're going to survive the rain next week. Kind of gone past that stage already where the blooms are past setting. So it's look pretty good. But then there's some that just recently began to open. These ain't gonna survive. And there's already some of it has some signs of powdery mildew already too. So this is the pre-Saigon. Lots of fruitlets on here. This is another California romit, lots of fruitlets. Uh, Bombay sent out a flush, a vegetative flush. And this one's Jin Huang, Cat Saigon, Golden Queen. These, unfortunately, I'm not really too sure if I want how to handle this. This one branch, it set a few fruits this year. Did not send any vegetation at all, and then is blooming again. So let's see what happens. So this is like in the stage where a lot of it's open already, so it's not gonna survive the wet rains we get next week. But like these may survive. I'm not sure. But yep, this is Golden Queen Jin Huang. This right here is Fruit Cocktail, and most of these have kind of gotten to this stage already of where the blooms open. There's like you can see some fruitlets, but not a lot. We'll see. Let's see what happens. This is Hindi Basanava. It's kind of pretty unique, at least in this branch, in terms of sticking out. Lots of flowers is more like yellow and greenish flowers, but lots of little fruitlets on it. Let's see. Lots of little fruitlets on it. Okay, this is right here, Cap, and Cap is beginning to push. Not really sure what it's going to be. This was just grafted. What you see here, this whole thing, from the top of my hand all the way to the bottom right here of my hand, was grafted back in July, and it just simply just took off. So uh, if these flower right now, it was grafted this year in July, and then several different flushes, and then it's gonna flower. That'd be really interesting. Okay. This is Super Julie right here. Everything's pushing. Let's see. Can't really tell that well, but it's probably a mixed bloom or so. It's Cotton Candy also pushing. Won't be able to tell yet. Okay, up next, this is Floridon. And what I had hoped was vegetative growth has all turned out to be mixed blooms. Oh, this is mixed blooms right now. And this is Juliet right here. And a more mixed bloom from this variety too. The lemon zest is beginning to push. Most likely it's going to be blooms. This is my California romit, and it's a full bloom right here. Like all the other ones, they're all blooming right now. And this is Graham, which is sending out mixed blooms, but lots of vegetation in this mixed bloom. And you could see the flower buds in between it. Hey, so that's my update on these 2019 Laverne Manila rootstocks. And this is mid-month December, and I will try to provide a end of year update on these and see how they're gonna do after the wet week we'll have next week. How they do after that. All right. Thanks for checking out my video, guys.